Hi, hello friends. Welcome to this video, which is going to talk about personal hygiene. And with this, we are going to look at what hygiene is, what personal hygiene is, and how we can keep our bodies so that they can remain clean. So hygiene as a word or as a term refers to a set of practices that maintain health and prevent the spread of diseases. The things that we ought to do so as to maintain health and prevent the spread of disease. In one word, we call that hygiene. Now, the focus for hygiene usually is personal hygiene, and here we look at the cleanliness of the hair, eyes, body, clothes, menstrual hygiene, and environment. So strictly, we shall go right away to personal hygiene, and this is defined as a way of keeping the body clean and healthy. A way of keeping clean and healthy, or is the general cleanness of the body, and that is personal hygiene. So we are looking at still how to keep the skin clean, and this is now one of the parts that we talk of when you are talking about personal hygiene. How can one keep the skin clean? We are saying daily bathing by using soap and water, drying the skin properly using a clean towel and applying some Vaseline or smearing oil. You can also use a deodorant or antiperspirant, and you apply it a special concealer. This one will help in taking off the offensive smell. Next thing, we are saying if one can't keep his skin clean and he neglects it, what are the outcomes? One is an unpleasant smell. Abscesses will form, which is the collection of pus in the tissue. Skin infections, especially ringworms, scabies, pediculosis, which is head lice. Those are some of the things that are likely to occur. Then, that has been the skin. Another part we talk of in personal hygiene is the care of the hands. Remember, hands transmit infections, especially the fecal-oral route infection. So it is one of the responsibility of man to keep his hands free from microorganisms, free from cracks and any roughness. We're also looking at how to care for the feet. Remember, generally, we're looking at personal hygiene, and the feet is part of the body. Clean before going to bed. Carefully dry between the feet. Always wear shoes. Shoes should be worn, and the reason is to prevent damage to the foot, hookworms, and liver flukes. Continue talking about care of the feet. Nurses should put on covering shoes for fear of infection and be low-heeled due to extra movement. Now, this is most sensitive to the nurses. We are saying because of too much movements on the ward, we are entitled to use low-heeled shoes, not high-heeled, and they should be covered for us to be prevented from infection. Another one can care for the feet. You are saying toenails should be short, feet perspirate or ooze a lot and clean. So if the feet ooze a lot, we always need to clean the stockings, which always absorb this sweat every day. But if one doesn't care for the feet, what happens? One, worm infestation, especially hookworms, athletic feet, which is tinea pedis. Someone can suffer jiggers, offensive smell due to excessive sweating, soreness of the feet, and so other person may develop corns. Corns are hard particles in the body. These are dead cells, and they die due to too much pressure exerted on the feet, and hence you develop what we call the corns. Care of the head. Remember, when you are talking about the head, then you are talking about the scalp and the hair. Wash, brush regularly. Avoid overuse of hair dryers. Reason, they melt the sebum and they will make the head smell badly. This is common to women. Most times you find their head is smelling badly because of overuse of the hair dryers. Another way to care for the head, we are saying be combed, a simple style or planted in attractive style or fashion. We are saying the hair should always be combed in a simple style. The combs and brushes used should be washed regularly. Any irritation from the head or scalp should be treated accordingly. And children below 5 years should not be shaved clean, shaving all their hair. This prevents them from direct sunlight, as their heads are not yet fully developed to control the heat from the sun. Dangers of neglecting the hair. We shall see that it leads to parasites in the head, like the pediculosis, which is head lice, seborrheic corporis, that is dandruff, tinea pedis, and that is ringworm infestation of the scalp, headache, scalp wounds, people who look shabby, anemia due to sucking of the head lice, and these are some of the dangers one can get because of neglect of the head. We look at oral hygiene as also part of personal hygiene. Avoid eating a lot of carbohydrates. These remain in the mouth, and if it's not cared for, they are going to be foodstuffs for the microorganism. Any dental decay must be reported immediately to the dentist. We are saying in the mouth there is a lot of bacteria, but the mouth is able to deal with them. So use the toothbrush or ordinary stick with toothpaste to clean the mouth. Brush at least twice a day, early in the morning and late before going to sleep. Make sure that at least you brush your teeth. Dangers of neglecting the mouth. Here we look at halitosis, that is bad smell from the mouth. There is dental decay, sore throat, stomatitis, that is inflammation of the membrane that lines the mouth, anorexia, and that is lack of appetite, endocarditis, that is inflammation of the endocardium, which is the inner layer of the heart, gingivitis, that is bleeding from the gum or inflammation of the gums. So care of the nose and the ears. As remember, we are talking about personal hygiene. So the nose should be cleaned at intervals using clean handkerchief, which should be cleaned daily to remove dirt and microorganisms. So dangers of neglecting the nose and the ear: respiratory infections, blockage of the ear with wax, infections of the ear resulting to otitis media, which is inflammation of the inner ear. So we are saying avoid inserting sharp objects in the ear because they can damage the eardrum. Lastly, we are looking at the care of the bowel. And as you are looking at the care of the bowel, we are saying this starts at childhood. The child should be trained to go to the toilet and how to use it, which is habit training. The bowel should be cleaned once a day. Specifically, it's advisable to form a habit of emptying the bowel every morning before break to prevent the bowel from getting lazy and constipated. Thank you for listening. That marks the end of personal hygiene. Remember, we are looking at personal hygiene, and we are seeing that it is very essential for us to care for the body. The way of keeping the body clean and healthy is what we have called personal hygiene. Thank you, and follow this information on Modrik's lectures on YouTube.